But I did want to start it off. So the last episode, Zach, if you recall, I was actually saying that I had a flight to catch. And I have a little news about that flight. It got a little hairy on the landing. One of the scariest, weirdest landing experiences of my life. I figured I'd talk about it real quick just because it was that kind of jarring. So I was flying into Denver, and basically what happened was there was a lot of turbulence kind of getting close to Denver, but then everything seemed sort of fine. It went down, touched the runway, and almost just kind of bounced off and then started going back up again, which has never, and I fly a ton, like I fly an insane amount. I've never seen that done. I talked to some of my friends. One is actually a pilot himself. He said he's never done that. And so it was really weird. The pilot did come on the announcements and he said something, but of course it was inaudible. You didn't even know what he said. They did a big loop back around, and then they were coming back down again. And right as we were about to get to the landing again, I'm assuming what could have only been a huge gust of wind hit the plane, and the plane completely went almost all the way sideways. The wing tilted, and because we were so close to the ground, it felt like the wing was going to touch the ground. And somehow the pilot was able to correct it and level it off and then make a safe landing. But it was crazy, dude. The whole plane twisted right before landing. I've never felt that in my life. It was pretty freaking scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so it definitely sounds pretty scary. Now, for our listeners, what I'm going to say, this is what I know about Joe. Joe flies more than anybody I know besides the pilots of the airplanes. So when Joe was in New York and we did our catering stuff together, Joe was on subways as much as I was. And I just feel like he missed subways so much that when he moved to California, he turned the airplanes into his new subway system.
The Joe and Zack podcast.